Hey, morning everybody. Happy Friday. It's another episode of Tech Tips Friday. Today's tech tip, it came from our YouTube channel. Somebody made a suggestion of, hey, can you do a tech tip about blue screen? So let's talk a minute about blue screen of death, BSODs. They're not normal. So if they're happening, something is amok. Is running amok there in the operating system or the hardware. My recommendation, start first. If you're overclocking the PC, turn the thing back down, set it to stock settings, reboot, and then test again. Overclocking can make it unstable, do erratic things, just kind of wreak havoc basically, because it's kind of like driving your car at 110 miles an hour so things fall off or break when you do that continuously. So it's always good to set it back to stock settings and then take a record of what's happening and go from there. Next is hardware. So if you've recently had an upgrade like more RAM, different video card, things like that, look at those things. In other words, maybe roll back to what it was before the blue screen started happening, and then figure out what's causing it. Could be video drivers on a video card, could be incompatible RAM when it loads down. PCs tend to work okay, but if you start to load them down, that's when the flaws start to occur. So you're going to see things like reboots, freezes, blue screens, things like that when it's pushing it. So, roll back to a position where it wasn't blue screening and then figure out what's causing it from there. Software is also an issue. First thing, update everything. Make sure you have the most current version, then retest again. See if the blue screen goes away. If it doesn't, then perhaps think about rolling back to a point further in the past where it didn't blue screen and try that. And again, this is a trial and error because you're trying to figure out what's causing it, either hardware or software. So it's not a one step. You can't just run the wizard and, whoa, there it is. If you get lucky, sure. But otherwise, it's going to take a little bit of detective work to figure out what's causing it to freak out, throw a blue screen, and freeze or reboot. Also look at the program itself. So say it runs fine when there's not much open, but if you open a video editing application or something like CAD or something like that that's making it blue screen, or a particular video game, turn it off and then start to look at what happens before it blue screens. And then maybe look at updates for that particular program. See, check forums. A lot of people, if you're having an issue, there's a good chance somebody else had an issue, and they'll start typing about it. So it can offer you some good, helpful tips on maybe troubleshooting. You never know. Sometimes the oddest fix works and gets you back to normal, and it doesn't blue screen anymore. Then, of course, check thermals too, because if it's overheating, it's going to act up too. So clean the case, clean the PC, clean the dust off that thermal or the CPU cooler, or if you have water cooling, clean the radiator out and all the fans and all that kind of good stuff. Dust can make it heat up, and heat causes blue screens or reboots or funny acting stuff too. So don't ignore the thermals. All right, well, I hope I gave you some tips on how to deal with blue screens and maybe do a little detective work and get rid of them. Good luck out there, and if you need some help, we're always here. We do service as well as sales here at Jets PC, so bring that Windows device on by. If you get stumped and you need some help, it's billed at $75 an hour. All right, well, thank you for tuning into this week's Tech Tips. Sorry, that's a lot to say. Feel free to check out jetspc.com. Come by the shop. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 7, and we are in the beautiful Grissom Road Business Park here in San Antonio, Texas. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks for stopping by the YouTube channel.